What's up, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Well, guys, in this story, I'm going to talk about a 7-year-old girl who was shot by her 3-year-old brother in the head in the East Cleveland neighborhood. And supposedly, the young lady is in critical condition. Before I jump into this news clip and show you some of the details of what's going on, there's a big thing going around. I mean, it has been going around where children are finding guns and shooting other children. And it's like an ongoing story, the same old thing with the same outcome. And it seems as though nobody pays attention to the news or nobody sees something, that's relatable to them in their situation with their children, where if they're in that same position, they can do some type of preventive maintenance or measures to make sure what they see on the news does not happen to them. But for some reason, we don't figure that out. I'm gonna play this video clip. We're gonna come back and talk about this. Let's get it.
News at this hour, a little girl, just 7 years old, shot in the head in what's believed to be a tragic accident. Police telling us a toddler may have pulled the trigger. Now at 3, Winnie George is live with new information. Winnie, the biggest question, do we have an update? Do we know how this little girl is doing?
Well, Nikki, we're live outside of Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital, where that 7-year-old girl is. Originally, police told us she was stable. Unfortunately, we're learning she's now critical.
My baby's been shot. Can y'all get over here, please?
A chilling 911 call. A mom scared, desperate for help inside this house on East 128th near Metcalf in Cleveland's Mount Pleasant neighborhood. Her 7-year-old daughter hurt.
We have a 7-year-old, gunshot wound to the head. She's breathing, not conscious.
Police say somehow her little brother got a hold of a gun and shot her.
An adult took the gun and ran, but it was a 3-year-old that shot. That got a hold of the gun and shot the 7-year-old.
Family members pulled up to the house screaming, not knowing what's going on in that moment. Several officers and detectives worked the scene, checking the grass for shell casings. There's a bullet hole in the front window where police put a yellow pole inside to determine the angle of that bullet. They even walked over to a nearby house, hoping to find more clues. Police can be seen carrying evidence bags. 5 children were brought out of the house. A little boy came out holding a bag. Police also put a woman in the back of their cruiser. She did not want to show her face, but police did not have her in handcuffs. Now, because of a gun inside of a home, a little girl's life is on the line. And police say no one has been arrested at this time. However, the questions are, who did the gun belong to and how did it end up in a house full of children?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same old scenario, another hood war story. And my thing is this, we're going to address the elephant in the room first. Like they said at the end of that news clip, whose gun was it? How did it get in there? Why wasn't it secured? It don't take that much to go get a gun safe or a gun locker, one of them small little things to put a gun in. A 3-year-old ain't nothing but so high, and I want you to pay attention. Ain't nothing but so tall, and I'm sitting down, barely 2 feet. How is he in a position where he can see a gun and reach it? That right there lets me know it's something wrong. It's something wrong. Bunch of police combing the house. House didn't look like it was in that good of a condition or good of a neighborhood. That's neither here nor there, but the bottom line is this. Not everybody can afford to live in certain places, but being careful and cognizant of your surroundings, who you have around your kid, how you act around your kid, what they see on TV, don't cost nothing. Y'all agree with me or not? Every time you see these things where these little kids get these guns and it's always a headshot. So what are they watching TV and they seeing this type of shit? How do you know to grab a gun and point it at somebody's face? Anybody ever think about that? Always headshots. You know what I'm saying? For a 3-year-old to pick a gun up and point it at the head of another child, he had to see that somewhere, either in the movies or something. I mean, I got 7 children. I know how kids act. I've been a parent long enough. I mean, my kids are grown now, but damn, it's the same thing. Children are universal when they're young. Now, they said the girl was not doing so good in the hospital, and it's unfortunate. This little boy is 3 years old and will never remember this, whether the girl survives with a disability or does not survive, which I hope both are not the case. But, at his age, he'll forget about this. I mean, it's hard to remember things when you're 3. But come on, man. This is poor parenting. I don't care what you say. It's no way a 3-year-old can get his hand on a damn gun and shoot somebody and know how to work it. That's nothing. Know how to work it. Like nobody talks about that. This is story after story after story, the same thing with no lack of responsibility. Then, as you've seen, they bring her out. She covered up. Didn't look like she was distraught to me after seeing something horrific happen to one of your oldest kids. House full of kids come out. Nobody looked like they was distraught. That part I don't understand, because it seems like a lot of times, man, in the hood, man, kids be desensitized to violence, screaming, yelling, all kind of stuff. So, I mean, I don't want to judge what was going on in the house or anything like that. I mean, because I don't know. But I do know it's a young lady in the hospital fighting for her life because of lack of responsibility of parenting. You can say whatever you want to say about me making that call. It is true. You had a gun in your house. And if you didn't know you had a gun in the house, who you fucking around with that's carrying guns? Or who I mean, come on. I hope this young lady makes a full recovery. She's young. Younger bodies heal. Better than older bodies. But this is something that didn't have to be. And I make stories sometimes, and I get emails where people are dissatisfied with me saying things about Black Lives Matter. And that's cool. Everybody has their opinion. But I'm going to tell you something. This is the issue I have with them, and I have a lot of community people that want to be famous on TV and civil rights activists and all this stuff that only come when the mood suits them. This is a future generation at stake. Nobody ever says anything. We have a bunch of people saying they want to fight for civil rights, but we don't fight to civilize each other and stabilize each other as a community on one accord of how to be for us as a people to survive and flourish. We don't do it. And that's the issue I have with Black Lives Matter, these other situations out here where people try to do stuff for the Black community and claim us as victims and stuff like that. Listen, being a child should not be, just being a child in itself should not be a position where your survival is at stake. It shouldn't. You knew you had a gun in the house, or you knew you were dealing around with people who had guns. That gun should have been put up, and no way a 3-year-old can grab it. If anything, it could have been in your room in some type of locked device. Hell, guns need responsibility. That's why it's called responsible gun ownership. They took her out. She covered her face. Don't matter. They got the house address and number up there. Everybody know who you are. I don't understand that neither. But I mean, these are the situations that Black Lives Matter and all these other need to address, because this is the future that comes after us. Think about it. That's the issue I got when people just do a bunch of talking to get on TV and want to blame other people, other social classes, and say, because we ain't got that, we got this. Bottom line is this, and this is the biggest thing in this whole situation. Because I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I want you to really think about this. If you know what a problem is, You address that problem and fix it. Not keep talking about the problem. That's all I got to say about it, man. This is messed up. 7-year-old girl shot fighting for her life. 3-year-old boy traumatized that he shot her, most likely. A bunch of displacement. A mother under investigation, and the same old shit. Tomorrow to be another story. You can go online right now, ladies and gentlemen, and type up child shot and see what comes up. It's stuff on there I ain't even seen yet. Think about that. Just take a moment and ponder on that. The biggest killer of children from ages, 6 months to 18 is firearms. As always, guys, leave me a comment, man. Tell me what you think. We have serious problems that nobody really addresses because nobody wants to dig in the wound and had to, expose the cancer to really cut it out. They would just want to dance around the situation and say it's cancer in there. We got to get it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys as always, man. Take care.